Jerome Powell just dropped a 50 basis point hit on the market. It's not the 50 basis points that I'm concerned with. It's their future projections and what he needs to do to the market. We're also going to talk about XRP and XLM price-wise. What happened when the announcement was made, and what does this mean for their future? As you can see, the heat map is red, and it has to do with Jerome Powell's remarks after the announcement was made of the 50 basis point hit. Now, what he is essentially saying is he is not impressed, as well as the Fed. They're not impressed with this CPI data. He came out and said to the public, guess what? That 0.6 delta that we just had over this last month, it's not enough. We're at over a 6% average for the last year, and that is way too high, and that inflation is higher than they had projected. So Jerome Powell and the Fed also released these notes right here, which tell us that they are looking at no interest rate cuts. They are looking at no cuts in 2023. Also, after the no cuts, there's going to be an assessment time where they pause and let the market happen before they can decide if they're going to even do rate cuts. I have unemployment up on the screen. They also say that unemployment is going to be a little bit higher here, but the market should be able to absorb it. The problem is this chart right here, everyone. Inflation. They are saying inflation is going to be well above that 2.0 target rate in 2023 and 2024. And if you've been watching this channel at all, you understand that crypto moves on how easy the flow of money is. If inflation is too high, the Fed has to keep raising rates, which makes money more expensive to borrow, which makes it harder to pump up crypto. Now, inflation, as you can see on this screen here as well, 2024 and 2025, we are still going to be really close to that border, but you're looking honestly more at 2025 being the year where things calm back down to that 2.0 Fed target rate. I've got their release statement here because, as always, any article you see in this video will be linked in the description below. I also wanted to show you this, the change in GDP. We are looking at a very slow growth rate of GDP for the next couple years. That is because it is so expensive to borrow. So just as the Fed raised the basis points by 50 today, home loans, car loans, business loans, home equity lines of credit, credit cards are all going up as well. They use the Fed's rates to determine their rates that are passed on to the consumers. So things are going to be expensive for a couple years, and you're going to see heavy rate hikes happening at the rate of 50 basis points until we see bigger declines in this 0.6 that we saw from month to month. Jerome Powell and the Fed made it clear they're going to do what they have to get us back down to 2.0. To put that in perspective, you can see how fast we went up. Well, let's hope we get down even faster, because the longer it takes, the more Jerome Powell has to keep raising rates, as that's his only tool in the toolbox right now to fight inflation, and that's the job of the Fed. The problem we have, though, comes with his comment saying, hey, we're not happy with these amounts. Hey, that 50 basis point hit we gave you, yeah, CPI data, that didn't really affect us that much because it wasn't that good. That's right, everyone. It's not that good. And the Fed is giving us a clear warning. Do not look for 2023 to be any better. In fact, look more so at the second half of 2024 into 2025 for things to be back to normal. That's if no other pandemic or other crazy global events happen. Now let's switch on over to specifically how did XLM and XRP react. You could see the market broad reaction is extremely negative. It's red. You could see here, boom, that is when the announcement was made of 50 basis points. That's why you hit the subscribe button and the like button, because we show you macros are what matter to crypto right now. So stop following the hype and hopium out there that we're going to moon tomorrow. We can't, because the Fed has to keep raising rates to get us back down. News of that between XRP and XLM was very different. They did react differently. XRP, like I said, had this decline on the initial 50 basis point hit, but look what happened. We're essentially sideways now about an hour and a half later. So honestly, XRP held pretty strong here at that 38.2. The story for XLM is different. XLM also had that decrease happen right when the announcement was made, but look, we had a false run back on up and we just teetered on the way down. We are now even lower than we were during the initial 50 basis point hit. That 50 basis point hit right there is the market reacting to 50 and not 25. This continued downward pressure is the market reacting to Jerome Powell saying, we're not doing a 25, we're going to keep doing 50s until we see that we are in the safe zone, and we are nowhere near the safe zone. So now that we know that the Fed is looking for more than a 0.6 in delta, we know that XRP reacted better than XLM, and XLM is still struggling with the 50 basis point hit. We have to start looking at future dates. The next CPI data, and again, if we're at 7.1 now and 0.6 delta is not enough for us, we're going to need to be under 6.5. Anything under 6.5, the markets will get more green and we'll see more cash flow in. If we are above 6.5, you're going to see red, as the Fed is going to be like, whoa, maybe these 50 and 75 basis points aren't doing enough. Let's go back up to 75. So the next date for CPI data is January 12th at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. Now, the Fed will be using that data in their next meeting when they discuss rate hikes, which is going to be January 31st, with the actual announcement happening on February 1st. So you don't miss out, because you know we're going to live stream it, ladies. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell if you want to get notified so you don't miss out, and hit the like button as well to make sure that this does well in the algorithm so more people can be informed that, yep, macros rule the roost. And oh my gosh, I cannot wait until I see my first content creator out there do a video about how we're going to moon tomorrow. How are we going to moon tomorrow when Jerome Powell and the Fed said, hey, we're not even lowering rates in 2023. That means rates are going to be doing this, 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 and this. Homes, cars, businesses, everything is going to be more expensive until inflation gets under control. And the root of inflation is affecting consumers. It's affecting people. Food, cars, housing, energy costs, stuff like that. That's all affecting the consumer. And that's the only thing right now that's really putting money into the crypto market. So if the consumer's getting drained of funds, and that's the only thing in the crypto market, and venture capitalists and institutional money are staying out until we get regs, then our supply of money for crypto blowing up is right here in retail, and retail's getting crushed by Jerome Powell and the Fed. Oh, you better help me if I see someone saying we're going to moon tomorrow. Holy crap, whatever. Now, as more news breaks, I'll be sure to share it with you. Until that time, check out this Coinbase Robinhood teaser of a deep dive. Just the tip, everyone. All right. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for the various level support for the channel. As more news breaks, I'll be sure to with you. Until then, I'll catch you cool cats later.